I saw The Rock again not too long ago, and I like it more and more. A long time ago I said it's okay, but it's not a bad movie. It's just not a movie I rewatch. But it's a good movie. But I always enjoy Con Air, so that would have been great. And John Carpenter back directing action type film like a song presentation, but just like The Thing 2, he was ready to do The Thing 2. He had an idea. They wouldn't give him the fucking money. Fuckers. So let me get this straight. You're not going to give John Carpenter the money to do a proper sequel. So then years later, you decide to do a fucking prequel that no one gives a shit. So let's do something that no one wants, instead of doing shit that everybody wants. Everybody wants to see John Carpenter do a sequel. But fuck that, fuck him, fuck it. Let's do a prequel that no one gives a shit about. Makes sense? No. Fuck this shit. There was that talk that John Carpenter was going to do that LA Gothic, and I wrote it down, about a vengeful ex-priest who protects his daughter from supernatural evils of LA's dark side. Sounds very interesting. Unfortunately, it will never get made. I know John Carpenter has that film, The Ward, but for all we know, that may be his last film, so it's too bad. I know there was an idea that Wachowskis, they were going to do Plastic Man. Fuck that movie. Plastic Man. I wrote a list down because I couldn't remember all this shit. Phantasm's End, that was going to be like the last Phantasm movie. I remember at one point they were going to have Bruce Campbell involved in it, but that's nowhere. Speaking of which, Bubba Nosferatu, the sequel to Bubba Hotep, which I like Bubba Hotep. I like the movie a lot. But then for some reason, like, Bruce Campbell and the director Don Coscarelli had a falling out, or they didn't like the way the script was going, so they fucking were going to cast someone else. They were going to cast, what was it, Paul Giamatti or someone else, and there's been no word of it. So, I don't know. I mean, so you have rumors like the third Escape from New York movie, Escape from Earth, those rumors that really went nowhere. I think like before Superman Returns, and around even before The Dark Knight, there was talk of that Batman vs Superman movie, which I don't know, maybe it'll be done one day, but I don't know. James Cameron's Spider-Man, I know at one point he wanted Arnold to be Doc Ock, which is a bad casting choice. It would have been like Mr. Freeze. So, but James Cameron, it was a different take. I know someone said, it's like, like Spider-Man, the character sort of becomes a criminal, like he would steal shit at times. Just, I don't know, like, someone has the scripts. It's online. I didn't read it, but I've seen what Sam Raimi did with the movies, and I would have liked to have seen James Cameron. James Cameron, why don't you do the Spider-Man reboot? I don't get that shit. Oh, they talked to James Cameron? So what? I could talk to James Cameron about fucking Ninja Turtles. It doesn't mean he's going to fucking direct the movie or produce the movie and shit. Or he'd want to. But goddamn, I think that would have been cool. Just like George Romero when he was going to do Resident Evil. Oh, the script's too much like the games. Fuck you, George. I just fucked over. I know he was going to do, like I said in my review, he was going to do Pet Sematary, and then shit happened. He wasn't able to do it. Let's see, you had Silver Surfer. They were so gun-ho about Fantastic Four 2. Oh, we're going to make a Silver Surfer movie after this. Nothing. Not fucking shit. Just like Blade 3 Trinity, they were going to do like the Night Watchers movie with fucking those dude the Ryan Reynolds and the girl Jessica Biel. But then Blade Trinity didn't do well, and they said, "Fuck you, Night Watchers, go suck some dick." Terry Gilliam's Watchmen. I mean, there was an in the 80s, there was talk of the Watchmen movie, and Terry Gilliam was going to do it. Then they just couldn't get the money for it, but I don't know, I'm glad they waited, and Terry Gilliam, to be honest, if I really think about it, I'm not a fan of his movies. He has good artistic looks. I hate his stories, though. They're fucking depressing. I saw the Imaginarium of Poindexter Patana. What the fuck was it? Imaginarium of Parnassus Patana. Whatever, the last film Heath Ledger did, and you also had Johnny Depp and fucking Jude Law, and they're sort of playing the same character at points. I found it fucking boring, I found it fucking tedious, and I found it fucking confusing at times. And then about Brazil, the original cut, depressing. 12 Monkeys, depressing. What the fuck? I mean, I sort of liked Time Bandits, but once again, a depressing fucking ending. Hey kid, I know you helped save us and shit, but fuck you, go home, we left this shit, your parents are dead, your dog's dead, probably not, but he doesn't have a dog, but your parents are dead, your house is burned down, you have no fucking place to go, you're fucking homeless, Sean Connery laughed at your ass while he gave you a wink, and you flew on by, you're all alone, you're fucking homeless, you have no parents, fuck you kid, now go off and die. That's the ending of fucking Time Bandits, man. Think about it. Oh, we go on this adventure, and to end it, the kid has no parents, they're dead. He has no fucking home, he has no fucking money, he has no fucking friends. He's gonna fucking die or be in a fucking shitty ass orphanage. Alright. What the fuck? So, let's see, Star Wars sequels. That's when he was gonna do the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Like there was the original plan was that he was going to do, George Lucas was going to do like 3 prequels, then the middle story, and then 3 sequels. And the truth of, here's the thing, folks. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but raise your hands on which one you would rather see. And no, you can't say none, because that's what I would pick. I wouldn't give a fuck. So don't give a fuck. That's not an answer. I don't give a shit, that's not an answer. You pick one of these 2. Prequels of shit that we already know that's going to happen, of characters that we don't give a shit about, or let's see 3 more films about characters we've grown to like and see what happens to them. I go with the sequels, but they didn't want to do it, and I'm sure the actors probably wouldn't have done it either, but still. I looked up some info on Eddie Murphy, and yeah, apparently the guy was going to be Roger Rabbit, but he turned it down. Thus was part of the reason why he decided to do Shrek. That would have been interesting. Actually, Eddie Murphy was going to be in Star Trek 4. He was going to be the, what was it, Catherine Hicks plays? You know, they go back to the 80s, and then they go back in time, and instead of Catherine Hicks, it was going to be fucking Eddie Murphy. And I think that would have been pretty fun. But I think some people would compare it to Superman 3 with Richard Pryor. But, of course, I'm one of the few who like Superman 3. Me, and I know Effrey does, and Mike does, and, you know, we 3 liked Superman 3, so I would have been fine with Eddie Murphy in Star Trek 4. But I guess they thought it would have been just too different of a movie. I think Eddie Murphy had a part, he was going to be in Ghostbusters, but he turned it down, and then he got pissed that he turned it down. Oh, one thing about Arnold I forgot, there was that King Conan. Of course. How can I forget now that they're doing the Conan with the dude from Baywatch, Hawaii? Yeah. But King Conan, yeah, that would have been interesting. But I looked up some other stuff for other actors like Van Damme. There was one that I wish the guy they made. It would have been B-movie cheese Abominable. Van Damme versus fucking Bigfoot. Yes, I shit you not. There was an idea. They were going to do Abominable, right? There was a movie called Abominable released. It's a Bigfoot movie, but a different one. But there was sort of Abominable Van Damme versus fucking Bigfoot. B-movie genius. It would have been the best film Van Damme had done in the past 10 years. I'm sorry. Other stuff was one called The Smashing Machine, about a young champion who helps an older, has-been in a mixed martial arts tournament. Bloodsport 2, also known as Bloodsport 2 Kumite, whatever the fuck they wanted to do, there was talk of that. There was one point Van Damme wanted to do Street Fighter 2. Go figure. There was even a rumor that Dolph Lundgren was on ESPN and he said, I'm going to do Street Fighter 2 with